Hi, my name is Jay Parks, and I am the founder of Pastor Training Schools. And I hope today just to kind of give you an overview, tell you really what our heart is, maybe where we came from, our origin, and really what our desire is for the future. See, I'm standing in a small church in rural Mississippi, and really that is what we are here for, is to help to fill empty pulpits that are located all across our state and our surrounding states. See, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but there is a great need for pastors, and we hope to be able to meet that need. Let me tell you a little bit about where this all got started. See, I work with another organization called Church Missions Network, and Church Missions Network trains pastors in Eastern Africa. We work in 9 countries in Eastern Africa, and we've got 38 pastor training schools, and we are training these men so that they can, once they finish their training, they can go and plant a church. Well, see, I had a friend of mine, McLean Chimwenji, that was here from Malawi, and we were riding in the truck, and we were coming up Highway 55, and he says, "Man, what are your hopes for the future? Like, what do you hope to accomplish in ministry?" I said, "Man, if I could walk 10 guys into ministry, I feel like that would deserve a well done, good and faithful servant." And McLean looked at me so candidly and he said, "Man, why is your number so low?" I said, "Brother, you don't understand how things are here in our culture and how we do things, and how it's just difficult to really be able to find guys that have a calling and bravery enough to step into that." And he said, "Man, you could just do what we're doing here in Africa, and you could bring it here and do it here in the U.S. and you would be able to train guys." I said, "Well, my heart really has shifted. I used to be a church planner, and I'll always be a church planner at heart, but my heart's really shifted to these struggling small churches, just like the one that I'm standing in today." See, man, the fact is there is a great need in our communities for pastors. And I believe that the resources are in the harvest, in the pews. That these men are sitting in the pews and they're feeling like God is calling them to do something else. And they don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. For many of them, they already have families. They have mortgages. They might have car payments. They got jobs. They can't imagine stopping those things and going back to seminary, or maybe for some of them it would be to start at the college level. We don't know. But for us, what we've done is we began to put together 10 classes, and I met with Dr. Ronald Meeks at Blue Mountain Christian University, and he's my mentor, and I began telling him about this conversation that I had with McLean, and he said, "Man, we should do that. We should do that. I want us to do that together." And so we came up with these 10 courses, and we take them through spiritual formation. Old Testament, it has 2 classes. New Testament, it also has 2 classes. Then they'll do hermeneutics, homiletics, pastoral ministry, evangelism, church revitalization / planting, and also they'll have a class called discipleship multiplication. And so basically what we've done is we've partnered with Blue Mountain Christian University, and they are offering a certificate of ministry if you attend our program. And basically what happens is we'll pick a night of the week. It could be Monday night, it could be Tuesday night. They'll meet from 6 to 8:30 p.m. At a church. And we've got cohorts now in 4 areas through North Mississippi, and it looks like God's going to continue to open those areas, and we'll have cohorts in those areas. And basically what we do is we partner with practitioners, with pastors in that community that have faithfully served, that have a master's degree from seminary, that have a desire to invest in other men for ministry. And we would partner with them, and say if one was teaching evangelism and that was his heartbeat, I would contact that pastor and partner with them, and they most likely would host it at their church on a Monday night from 6 to 8:30. The guys would gather together in that cohort, and they would go through that class for 6 consecutive weeks. And then when they finish the evangelism class, the next one that would be in order would be church revitalization. And I would have located another guy who has a heart for church revitalization, and he would host it at his church. It would be kind of in the same vicinity, but not in the same location. And that cohort would just shift over there, maybe a few miles and maybe 10 miles down the road. But they would shift to that church. And they would go there Monday nights from 6 to 8:30. They do that for 6 weeks. And we take breaks during the summer for a couple of months during the summer. And we'll take a little break around Christmas and start back after the first of the year. But it takes a total of about 2 years to go through this process. And when one has gone through the process, they'll receive certificate of ministry from Blue Mountain Christian University, and we'll actually get to walk across the stage, and we'll get to celebrate with our families the accomplishment. What we hope will come from this is that men would be equipped with the tools that they need to walk into pulpits just like this around the state, and they would be able to fill those pulpits and maybe bring some enthusiasm and joy with them, and with the help of the Spirit of God, be able to breathe life back into some struggling churches around our state and surrounding states. That's our heartbeat. That's what we're here for. So, man, I just wanted you to understand how all of this works. We are charging $125 for each subject. So if you come to a class, and that's 6 classes, that's $125. It's very cheap. We use that money to be able to bless the teacher that's investing their time, and also to be able to spread this thing further. And so, man, I pray that if you're considering taking classes with us, man, come give it a try. Come sit in a class or two and just see if it's something that God would speak to you through. I know that a lot of people are very nervous about thinking about going back to school, but I want to tell you, man, this is practical teaching by practitioners. Yes, we have a few academic things in there, but we really want you to be equipped to be able to do the ministry that God has called you to. Not everyone is called a pastor, and that's okay, man. We welcome training youth ministers. We welcome worship guys. We welcome missionaries. Maybe you don't even know what that looks like, but you know God's calling you to do something more. Man, come. We'll help walk and work out your call together. So I hope that you'll become a part of this movement of pastor training throughout our state and the surrounding states here in the South. So God bless you, and thank you for your time.